Hi guys, really quick one. I've been having problems with my son's computer. He's managed to, or we thought he'd managed to brick it 3 times. Each time he's taken out a motherboard. And after a little bit of research, it turns out that it's not. And it might actually be Windows that's doing it. So what happens is you turn the machine on. It will go through a cycle. This is where the crappy power supply is actually useful. So you'll hear it start up. There is absolutely nothing coming from the monitor at all at this point. I've got it open to the side of me. We'll run for a bit, generally about 30 seconds or so, and then we shut down. And we'll start up again and we'll sit in a loop like this. What it appears to be is something is trying to do a BIOS update and failing. Now obviously Windows Update is the prime suspect for that, but it turns out there is actually a fairly easy fix for this on these Gigabyte boards. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn the power off. We're going to short the reset pins. We are going to jam the power button down as well. Make sure we're not going anywhere. And hold these down. 10 seconds according to the manual. And then, in theory, what should happen is the next power cycle we do, we should go straight into a BIOS update. I only get one hit of this. I hope I've got this right, which I haven't. So let's hit the power button. Apparently we're not going to be allowed to hit the power button now. Everything apparently needs to discharge. We will discharge the CMOS as well. Where we find out we just break it. So we're going to try something else that apparently should work. This is the BIOS here, and apparently I should be able to force it to manually update by mashing the end key, which will apparently eventually start Q flash. I don't think we'll get anything on this boot cycle. Nope. See what happens now. I'm watching the keyboard LED. So apparently whatever this first long cycle is, it has to complete. Because I don't get a caps lock key, watch down there, until it does the next one. Possibly. Here we go, we've got a boot screen. Q flash is fired up. But nothing. One last go. We've got caps lock light. And I think this will be the same. Straight into Q flash. Won't be able to do anything. Yep. Let's quickly, before we go much further, try a different processor. I'm actually, given how unsuccessful we are, quite happy to run this without heatsink. So that's a G2030. That should work with this board. Shouldn't be a problem. Let's go with a Core i5. This is a 2nd gen chip. It is actually supposedly compatible with this board. I assume we'll probably, actually, the trouble with this is we don't actually get to see any live. Right, we've not powered up yet. Let's just fire it up on its own, see what happens. Watch down here. So it's done its I'm going to sleep thing. Just move this keyboard up a bit so you can see the caps lock light. So we're looking down here. Nothing there. Chip is hot, so something is happening. I'm guessing we're going to get our shutdown in a second. Or not. No? Let's try this reset trick then. Oh no, there we go. Do we get caps lock? No caps lock, but this will be a short boot. No caps lock this time either. But we've got, there we go, we're up. And same thing. So let's try the reset trick. I'm not feeling really that hopeful on this. Short boot. Caps lock light. Nothing. Caps lock light. We have video. Oh, we got it. Awesome. We've got no light there, so this is definitely booting properly. Oh, I think my laptop is about to die. Hopefully it will complete the process before it does. Let me go find a power supply. Rummaging around power connectors while doing a BIOS update is always a really good idea. Right, that's just rebooted, so I think what we need to do is drop that processor heatsink on there. We have BIOS, we haven't crashed, we haven't gone into recovery. Oh, this is looking good. So we will chuck a mouse in there. This should have Linux Mint on it. My mouse is disappeared. Load optimize defaults, then boot. Reboot. Have we just recovered this board? It's a good demonstration that with some of these things you've just got to persevere until you get there. This is looking good. This is booting off of the memory stick. So one of the possibilities is at the end of this screwdriver isn't as conductive as I think it is. Obviously these are stainless, so, and it could just be a combination of a million different things, but this board does appear to be rescued. We have a mouse. Sorry, my camera restarted then. Can't remember that command off the top of my head. Let's have a look in top. And that all looks good. So there we go. That is recovered. That is working quite happily. That board is now straight from the scrap bin. I only found this out this morning, which is annoying because, as I said, my son has nerfed 2 motherboards so far, 3 motherboards so far. This was the second one. The original one went in the recycling because I just gave up on it, and it now turns out that I could probably have rescued it. That board's gone off to be recycling because I gave up trying to get it to boot. This board had gone in the bin but hadn't gone yet. This had been in my box of motherboards for some time, and I'm having a tidy up now. So this had gone in the recycle bin but hadn't gone anywhere. And the one in the machine this morning did exactly the same thing. So you start seeing the same symptoms. You start to think, well, hang on, there's a commonality here. And a quick look for Gigabyte boards getting stuck in a boot loop shows that indeed there is. So in the case of his one, I did the power supply and reset button, and that came back straight away. So part of my problem could have been this. It could have been that processor, but there you go. That's demonstrated that recovery procedure, which is what I actually wanted to do. So this board now is another one to go in my spares bin. I don't think there's much I can do with this. The processor that's in there is a 2nd gen i5, which is of limited use really. There's not a great deal we can do with that. So this will just go in the junk bin, hence me not being too careful about it because I didn't necessarily expect this to work. And we've saved a board. So there we go. 1 Gigabyte BIOS recovery done. Now there is the ability to, if you can get into Q-Flash, if it goes in itself, or you can do it by belting the N key. You can do it from a USB stick, but it didn't want to work in this case. Anyway, thank you for watching. Goodbye.